Greetings and salutations, travelers, and welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. And also, welcome back to our first real episode of our How to Play series called Laws of the Multiverse. As we announced before, we're starting with Open Legend, since it's the system I prefer to play with my son, and I haven't found a whole lot of instructional videos for really learning how to play it. We'll be starting, as the title suggests, with character creation. Specifically, your character's concept. Beginning here serves two purposes. Firstly, starting here rather than following the core rulebook directly by talking about what Open Legend is, gets us right to the content you're wanting. Let's face it, if you're looking up these type of videos, you likely already know that Open Legend is a tabletop RPG, and what that entails, and are, like me, wanting to get better at understanding it and its mechanics. Secondly, it lets us start at what I deem to be the most important part of your character creation journey. Yes, your character concept is more important than your HP, your defenses, your gear, and even your attributes. Don't believe me? Well, let's continue and you'll see why I say that. Say you're ready to play a stereotypical orc barbarian. You'll need to check several pages for your racial adjustments, racial skills, class abilities, and the like. Right? Nope. Not with the way Open Legend works. Instead, you get to decide those things for your own character. Maybe your half-orc barbarian's battle skills are based more around tanking hits than dealing them out. Then they would need to have some excellent fortitude. Or perhaps you want your half-orc to be less stereotypical. Maybe the bastard half-breed results from not an orc-human mix, but that of an orc-elf mix, thus having it make more sense that they rely on their agility over their might and fortitude. This type of freedom lets you create the type of character you want without being held back by the usual restrictions of certain race and class combinations becoming almost unplayable when the dice start rolling. It also lets you more easily bring characters from different genres together. Just look at Avenue Studios' Bomb Squad live play. There's a Tinker Battle Gnome, a Changeling Witch complete with the characteristic Black Cat Familiar, a Chowhound Elf Bard with the Secret Past, and a Resolute Tactician Birdman. Wait, wasn't there another character? Oh, that's right, a freaking spaceman in a power suit that fell from the stars. Not exactly something that is easy to mix in with a fantasy setting. But Open Legend sets itself up in such a way as to make those type of genre mixes fairly easy to do mechanically. The thematic mixing is on the Game Master though. Kudos to Dan for helping that mix well in their game. If you're interested in watching those live plays, check the link in the description down below. Now you might be starting to understand why I say that the concept of your character is the most important part of making your character in Open Legend. So, what do you need to iron out in your character concept when you're making your character? In short, consider the following: name, race, size, 2 exceptional physical traits, 2 social traits, a secret, and how you want your character to thematically play. Name is pretty much self-explanatory, and race has kind of been touched on already. That leads us to size. The size of your character is usually tied to the race that you have chosen, but there could always be some fun story reasons why your particular character is larger or smaller than normal. Size can affect the mechanics of your character. In brief, medium is human-sized, small is anywhere between 2 feet and 4 feet, and large is anywhere between 7 to 10 feet tall. Small and medium creatures occupy the normal 5-foot square, while the large ones occupy a 10-foot square. Size also determines your character's reach. Large creatures usually have a reach equal to the length of their base. As a general rule, though, all creatures have a 5-foot reach. Now, before you go ham with your character size and decide to play a Godzilla-sized halfling, remember that the GM has discretion to impose advantages and disadvantages on such creatures, especially in tight scenarios. The encouragement in this section to describe 2 physical traits about your character is not just for good roleplay. It can also make it easier to pick out other mechanical customizations. Eyes that glow or change when emotions are high can lead to you investing in presence to help intimidation attempts. In a similar way, the 2 social traits are more than just fluff. A pop star from far-off galaxies is an obvious fit for the idle perk, but quite possibly the socially awkward flaw because of how interacting with normies might be difficult for her. We come now to the secret. Like the 2 previous things, a secret not only lets you have something to draw upon for roleplay, but also can lead to different choices mechanically. Having your secret be that you descended from an evil genie might mean that the character chooses to invest in the energy resistance feat line. It's also worth mentioning that the player and the GM can choose to have the character not even know their secret, making for much interesting roleplay. The final thing I would say is important to consider for your character concept is how you want to have your character thematically play. As you may have guessed, yes, this theming is important in Open Legend. With the way attributes work, a 5 in energy could mean vastly different things for different characters. Say you have a space ranger that specializes in laser weapons, having the said 5 in energy. That character gets teamed up with an advanced cryogenics specialist on their voyage across the stars. That specialist might also have a 5 in energy to represent their understanding of the cold and how to incorporate it into their self-defense weaponry. Same score, but very different theming. This difference in theming can also change how these characters use their energy when it comes to play. If they were to encounter a cyber demon from the fiery realm of the abyss, a heat-based laser may be less effective on the demon, but the freezing blasts from the cryo specialist might be more effective based on how the GM's setting works. Hopefully now it is easy to see why character concept is the most important thing to start with when looking at making a new character. Getting it all ironed out with your GM makes all the difference for really being able to play the character that you are wanting to. Next time, we'll be going over attributes. It'll probably be a 2-parter, just so we can cover it in an easily referenceable way. Thanks to Kane and Levi for helping me read through these scripts before recording. Expect the next one soon enough. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up on things and get some quality memes. Like, share, and subscribe here if you wish. Put any questions, comments, or observations in the appropriate spaces below. Remember that if you like this content enough to support it, we have a Patreon and Subscribestar where you can do just that. Doing so gets you access to our Discord, by the way. As always, have a great day. God bless, and in
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.